Okay, so as per usual, it will be up for 2 minutes. As per usual, it will be open to the traditional intervention of appropriate material motivation and encouragement towards certain electoral progress. And it's off. Vote, vote, vote! Get your votes in. Get your votes in. Vote, vote, vote. This is a big one. Are we going to go for the slightly more right wing with Auchinleck and Wilson, was it? No, Jellicoe. Which, if I remember correctly, was one of the... Oh no, that was World War One. No, I don't know who Jellicoe was. Or Harold Wilson, which was a historical Prime Minister? And who's the Labour Party? So, vote, vote, vote. Get your votes in. Who are we endorsing here? And while we're waiting for that, let's also do some more technology. That was an Air Force one, so let's get the light strike groups. Glorious. So, vote, vote, vote. Get your votes in. We're about halfway through the vote right now. Battlefield Soldier, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Good to have you joining us today. And everyone else, of course. How are you all doing? Hope you're enjoying this so far. Still a surprisingly close vote, actually. Closer than I kind of expected it would be. Plotting where I should put my next CK3 campaign. Anyone got any suggestions? Vikings! And here we are. So Von Ragnar contributed 750 bits for that as well. Thank you very much for that, Von Ragnar. And Black Isis contributed 37,000 channel points. So there was definitely a little bit of manipulation going on in the background. But winning the peace did come in with only 44% of the vote. Therefore, mandating that Queen and Country would be the way forward. And we are going to have the NDL. On the same day that President Kennedy gets assassinated. The birth of a new democracy and the death of another. John Fitzgerald Kennedy, the newly inaugurated President of the United States, was assassinated this afternoon while being driven through the city of Dallas by a man identified as a radical Guyanese nationalist, motivated by the belief that President Kennedy was intent on hegemonizing his country. After the recent disgrace and resignation of President Nixon and the sudden and disturbing murder of his successor, the United States is in a state of shock. Speaker of the House, John McCormack, was raced to the White House to be sworn in as president and attempt to gain control of the traumatized country. America has suffered through a tumultuous few years, and now the nation's future seems more uncertain than ever. Time will tell if Americans rise to the occasion or collapse under the pressure. It takes just a second to die. Alright, next up we're going to go to the people, so we can get rid of the food security penalties, which is going to give us even more monthly population change buff. So we're going to get another 0.75 from all of this, which will be good. Which is actually going to be a +1. We're currently on this level. And moving down to this. Which comes with the massive tax increase. Alright, to the people. One must not forget why we are doing all of this. Not for some narcissistic desire to have our nation achieve some arbitrary definition of greatness. Not for the sole wish to have the collapsing traitors suffer. We are doing this for the people of England. They do not deserve what was inflicted upon them by the Germans and their quizzling lackeys. They deserve to have the say in how things are done, and they deserve to have a decent and happy life. We will remember this, and we'll make it clear where our priorities lie. Oh boy, we have election season stuff going on. Which has only just started. So, okay. So we still need to fight the election. If the other side wanted to win, they should have paid more money. Anyway, I'm going to need to take a very quick 2-minute break. I will continue on for another 45 minutes or so because I started this stream late. But I do need to take a quick stop. So 2 minutes, everyone. If you need to take a break for yourselves, then I would heartily encourage you to do that now. We shall resume in 2 minutes. I will roll an advert while I'm not here. So 2 minutes, everyone. Okay, and I am back again. Adverts are finished. Glorious. Let's switch back to Hearts of Iron. And jump back in. Oh, we still have an oil shortage. Are we buying oil in or anything? No. Good. Nor are we producing any, even though theoretically we should have access to some of the North Sea oil. Okay, so campaigning. So election season. So we've got Cornwall, East Anglia, Sussex, East Midlands, Newcastle, Gloucestershire, Severn, Wiltshire, Lancashire, Yorkshire, West Midlands, Oxfordshire. So we've got the Socialist Labour Party leading the polls in Oxfordshire. And a bunch of these. Then we have the National Democratic League leading in some of the others. So right now, add 4 popularity to our party's popularity. East Anglia might be lost. Sussex is a safe seat. East Midlands are pretty close. Newcastle is safe. Gloucestershire is safe enough. Lancashire could be contested. So at the moment it's 6-all. So the SLP is campaigning in Cornwall, which is one of mine. So the question here is, where do we want to try and counter them? I think probably Lancashire. 99 days until the election. The Divine Mandate of Siberia declared war on the Pacific Fleet. And the... Kemerovo has just moved into Tomsk. Kemerovo needs to beat Tomsk before they themselves have capitulated. And there we go. They've lost. Told you. Siberian Black is dangerous. Oh wow, our campaigns were really quick. So do we want to campaign in Lancashire again? I think so. To the people. New national focus. Bread and... what? At long last, the hunger plaguing the nation is beginning to subside. Our efforts have been successful, and soon we won't have a problem like that anymore. So, what do we put our efforts into with the leftover cash? Welfare is a good option, since many still have other issues aside from hunger. A strong democratic system would require some extra cash as well. Or we could just spend it on the army and ensure another humiliation like this will not happen again. Population, construction speed, and poverty reduced. Cool. Bread and tea. There you go. That's an election platform I could stand with. Bormann conquers spear. How the hell did you lose that? Seriously. You had Goering like on the ropes up here. You'd taken out all of Schleswig-Holstein. Did you just abandon? No, it's probably the AI. They probably just abandoned one of the fronts. Right. So Lancashire, 31-33. So we're going to continue going for Lancashire because I'm pretty sure we can win Lancs. That was a very quick focus. Alright, next up to the army. What's left of the food insecurity? Monthly population and a little bit of construction speed. And we'll gain stability, which I think is also construction speed. Yep. Although, oh, okay. It's only a 0.9% boost right now. That is not a huge amount. Our military accomplished what it set out to do. It defeated the collaborators and set in place a new system of government that will help the people of England. But in its new role, it's not as adept as it should be. It must be reformed, and we will begin to make the necessary decisions to shape the military in the way we want. From what I've seen on Reddit, Bormann has an uncanny tendency to win anyway. I mean, every single game I've seen so far, Bormann has won. Bormann is kind of boring in that way. Okay. So we have just won Lancashire. The SLP is going for Oxfordshire. Do we need to bolster Oxfordshire? No. They are bolstering it right now. So we're currently winning 7-5. Although East Midlands are incredibly close. As is Lancashire. So let's bolster the East Midlands. And then probably stick another into Lancashire. Vyatka declared war on the AB. Go for it, Vyatka. You're my last hope for the cool Russian states. Except for Tomsk. Tomsk is also kind of cool. The army has thousands of extra soldiers, regulars, local militias, and reservist groups. Some say this is too much. They say that we should be doing much more useful work in other places, things like rebuilding our nation, repairing factories, repaving roads, that sort of thing. This is an interesting proposal, and we have to consider the possibility that our forces could be more effectively utilized in other ways. Yeah. We have the army. It's a massive manpower, well funded. Get 'em building stuff. Seems reasonable to me. High Command is somewhat disloyal. Efficiency. Oh boy, we have a lot of things to do here. Loyalty and efficiency of the High Command is conferring the following effects upon us. Attack, defense, planning speed, organization, recovery rate, and government stability are all down. Oh heck, this is scrollable? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 7 all. Okay then. Let's see. Political concessions, military loyalty will mildly increase. Retire disloyal soldiers. Promote competent officers. Purge incompetence. Let's get rid of the disloyal officers. We have the points for it. Yeah, that is improving things. Alright. Okay, next. So, let's see. Are any of these swing states? Yeah, Somerset is. Although I think I would like to reinforce East Anglia. They're going for Lancashire. Oh, no. We need to reinforce Lancashire to stop them taking it. Presidium of the Supreme Soviet declared war on the Transbaikal Principality. Where to send the rest? Done. And now let's raise that phoenix. The scars are still present on the English landscape and the English soul, but thanks to the reconstruction commands, they are scars rather than open wounds. The process of healing won't be able to get fully onto its feet until the people have elected a new government. But nobody would be lying if they said the command did a damn good job with what they had. From the ashes of oppression and war, a new England rises. An England without the shackles of totalitarianism, without the vultures of fascism picking at its bones. From here and forever, it is a free England which shall govern the land. Governed by the people, of the people, for the people, not for the tyrant in Germania, and a curse upon his house. Let him know that the fire of freedom rises. All this talk of freedom is very American. Like I said, you can tell it's been written by an American. Railroads and highways and freedom. Pugh. So you're still campaigning in Lancashire, but Lancashire is still not really safe. One more Lancs. Very American. I believe you folks say liberty. Yes, we'll have a dash of liberty and biscuits over here. Chop chop. Make it quick. Kind of curious what happened to Turkey in this mod. They fought a war against Italy and lost. So they were trying to take over more of the Middle East, and Italy was like, That's all they've really done so far. They were formerly allied to Iberia and Italy, but that broke apart. Siberian Black Army declared war on the People's Revolutionary Council. I have a feeling the Siberian Black Army is going to do really well. Which is annoying. Anarchists. Blech. Alright, let's have the Oxford trials. The matter of what to do with the officials and military members of the collaborationist regime has become a hotly debated subject. The left resistance, HMMLR proper, and Sterling's factions all having disagreements on the fate of the accused and indeed on many groups of the people as a whole. A solution as agreed to by Auchinleck, Sterling and Alexander is to hold a series of public trials for the most notorious of the collaborators, so that our people and the world know that this government is not the same as the one it just replaced, that it values justice, not the mere revenge out of hand. They may be guilty to a one, but the traitors will receive a fair trial for their sins. Bruvo, thank you very much for the follow, welcome to the channel, and Battlefield Soldier, thank you very much for the follow, welcome to the channel. Good to have you joining us. Okay, I feel like Lancaster should now be secure. 4% swing, yeah, it's fine. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need to start going after Somerset. We should also secure East Anglia, but we'll watch if any of you lot go after it. So Somerset's going to be another swing state, I think. Committee for the Liberation of the Peoples of Russia declared war on the Gorky Tank Brigade, and infantry weapon improvements are done. We are now solidly in 1964. That's still not 65. That's 1970s. So I would say better support equipment. Gonna keep our infantry stuff up, so at least we become hard to conquer if we don't actually necessarily fight back too well. Cool. This is the tab I should be keeping an eye on. Somerset should be done. It is. Lancashire remains in our hands really quite solidly. You're now going after Somerset. No, that's me. You're going after Newcastle. Newcastle is a stronghold. So we're going to continue hitting Somerset because swing state. The Oxford Trials, the newly established government of England. Sorry. The newly established government of England has determined that the upcoming trials against the collaborators will take place in the city of Oxford. In keeping with England's democratic and liberal traditions, fairness will triumph over fury, and every single trial will be conducted to its fullest extent and with the utmost of fairness. The crimes and sentencing of any accused person will be treated with deadly seriousness, but we'll have to take public perception into account. If we act too mercifully, the public will call us weak. Act too harshly, and they'll smear us as tyrants. If we follow the rule of law, we'll be rightfully accepted as liberators. Now we must select our judges. Well, obviously the judges are Auchinleck, Stirling, and Alexander. Our Cadillos will guide us. Wait, what? The head of the snake, the traitor, or the reformist? Let's go for the head of the snake. Alec Douglas Home, the longest-serving Prime Minister in the history of the collaborationist England. But while his electoral strength still remains undefeated, his tenure was ended by the free peoples he had tried to submit. Now, we bring him in before the court to defend himself. He is accused of every injustice, every violation, every misery suffered by the English people during the war. Every order, every action, every inaction can be traced to him and him alone. We intend to make him answer for every one of those crimes and prosecute the leader of the collaborationists to the fullest extent for the crimes committed under his command. Make it happen. And now it's time for some air support. Yeah. Why not try for London? Because London is a 30-20. That's a lot more points to close than it is Somerset, where it's 29-24. The 6 judges. Much debate has raged throughout the resistance forces regarding the fairness of the upcoming Oxford trials. Some have argued that completely neutral, apolitical men should be selected, though these voices are few and far between. Various factions within the resistance are pushing their own suggestions and accusing each other of being puppets. A swift compromise has been reached. 2 judges from Stirling's camp, 2 judges from the left resistance, and 2 judges from Her Majesty's most loyal resistance proper have been selected to share the responsibilities of judging the collaborators. Much rests on the shoulders of these men. Let us hope they put the country above all else. Let the trials commence. Oh shoot, you're right. It's 29-20. These icons are a bit too small. Like, why are there sometimes more than one? Like, these are both red. Sorry, I'm not talking in front of the microphone. It's easier to see because on the other side of my microphone. I'm guessing these are parties that arise in the future or something. Yeah, there's supposed to be 3 parties, but then they all have a different icon. So, like, the MSA is this icon, which is different from these 2. So East Anglia is the one that's presented by the 3. So then why are there 2 different shades of red here? Why are there 2 different shades of yellow here? The main parties of sub-parties. Yeah, that's what I assumed, but, okay. Let's look this over again in that case. So 29-40 is Yorkshire. Lancashire we did successfully win. Gloucestershire is a bit tight. Wiltshire is completely red. 7 is completely red. We only have 15% of the vote in 7. So Somerset is... No, because we're behind these 2. So that's actually a combined, what, 53? Although I'm guessing the sub-parties actually counter themselves out. So once we get 24, we'll be ahead of you. So I still think that Somerset is the best place to be going after. Yeah, we're still going to go after Somerset.